Good day, good day, good day. Welcome back to class. In this lesson, we'll just continue with where we left off the other time. Our quest to design a website in this series has been very great, and we are watering the seed that we so the other time. Today, we'll learn how to, design completely or almost about 90% time payments the first section of our website. Last time we made mention the fact that our website consists of different sections, and we did write the structure, the markup for the first section, and we just gave it a background color the other time before we left off. Today we'll just finish up designing the first section if possible, and then the following time or the following video, the next video will just continue with the next section, the structure of the next section, and it follows in that order. So this is where we left off. I'm sure we still have it. This is where we left off. Okay, so a website doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like nice. Like we have to make it a bit more attractive, a bit more attractive, and that's the reason for this. Let's go back. Let's head to our CSS, and this is where we left off at that time. That's great. Today we would want our, let's go back here. We want our theme doc to be on the left hand side, contact, pricing, and download on the other hand side. Okay. But before, I would just want to show you something here. Let me get this guy ready. Show you something quickly over here. That's fine. There is something that we need to understand in order to proceed with our video or lesson for today. We have a lot of HTML elements in our markup that's in HTML part of the website that we wrote the other time. Now, everything you see here, the white space around whatever figures or letters or structures you are seeing here, we call it the document. Okay, the document. So this white space that you see here is basically our HTML what document, and also our HTML document. Now the elements inside of this document are what have been listed here, and we call this the HTML tree generator. The HTML tree generator. I'll send you the link, or I'll leave the link for you, so you would be able to incorporate this extension on your browser. It's especially and specifically for Chrome. I don't know for the other browsers it works with them or not. But that's all I know. That's all I know for now. Okay. Now let's move on. I want you to take a closer look at something on this side. Okay. So I will just place it here. What do you see? Is a tag name. Tag name is what? HTML. Number of children is 2. That's it. That's very, very important. So this is our HTML element, and it's saying that it has what? Oh, let's head on. Let me stop. It has what? 2 children. Yes, the HTML element has 2 children. And this is how we go about knowing the children. You see, just after the HTML element, we have a vertical line that comes down. You get it? And that's where our HTML element starts from. The next vertical line, or the next lane from the HTML is the what? The head element. So we say the head element here is the child of our HTML element. The body element here is also the child of our HTML element. Does the HTML element have any other child again? No. So how many children? There are what? 2 children. And we call the closest one to the element as what? The direct children. Now the meta here, the title here. Okay, these are head elements. Let me click on that. It says what? Five what? Children. And the name is what? Ed. Okay. So you could see we have how many children? One, two, three, four, five. And these are the children or the direct children of the head element, background children of our HTML elements. Okay. You have to take key note of this because we are going to apply what we are learning here very, very soon. How many elements does our body element have? How many direct children? So, okay. So you could see our body element has two direct children, and they are the section element and the script element we have here. Okay. So our body element has two direct children. Get it? Two direct children. Then our section element has three direct children, and they are the nav, this Dave, and what else? And this last Dave. Okay. So the link goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on. What I want you to take from this part of the video is that each HTML element that you might see in the structure or in the markup of your website or whatever web page or whatever you call it has children. It might have a child or children. So you take key note of that. We have what we call the direct children, grandchildren, and maybe great grandchildren. Whichever one that you are okay with. You get it? That's fine. Understanding this part of the video is very crucial in order for you to understand the rest of the video. In order for you to understand the rest of the video. So we're going to apply something very soon. Let's head back to our so honorable. Thank you for the good work done. I really appreciate it. Okay. Let's head back to our HTML, the markup for our VS Code. That's our editor for this program. Okay. So inside of our VS Code, we just want to go back inside of this guy and check something here. Now you could see our nav bar. Our nav element has a class name called navbar. So we can target this element through its name or through its class. So I'm just going to target it through its name. Okay. Now, and then I'm going to change the display to fix. Okay. As that. By clicking on Control plus S to save, let's go back. What do we see? Bit of changes, right? That's fine. So something is working. So you could see previously we had these things directly under our Tinder, but for now it has moved it to the right. That's what we want. Actually, we are getting closer to our dream. Our dream, right? There's one thing I want you to know here. Okay, okay, I think that problem is okay. Nice, fine. Okay. So now we need our thin dog at the left and these guys somewhere closer to the end or the right end. Okay. So how do we get that? We have our thin dog. It has what? A class name, brand name. But it is incorporated or is inside the list item element. But if we are to call it or target the list item element, don't forget that there are other list item elements. So whichever properties or styles that we apply to our brand name is going to be applied to this. And it's not something that we really want. Do we? No. So we just have to use the class name in this case to apply a specific style only to our brand name. So let's come down here. How do you target a class? Target a class by starting with full stop, the name of the class, and then you will be able to set something or style it. Margin right, dismiss that and I set it to all. Save my work. Let's go back. See, simple. Okay. So there might be something wrong. Maybe it's either we targeted the element wrongly or something is wrong somewhere. So let's go back to this thing. So we have it as what brand name and not now brand. So you see some of the mistakes. It's possible. So you take key note of that. Otherwise, you be applying styles and you wouldn't be seeing the differences that you you expect, and this can drive you crazy. So let's go back, and now you could see we have some kind of difference, and we seem to like it. We seem to like this, right? That's nice. Okay, so our 10 dog is at the left hand, then the rest are at the right hand side. But we need to change something. We don't need these bullets. No, no, we are not shooting anyone. Okay? We don't need this underline. No, no, we are not passing under anyone here. Need our 10 dog to stand alone. So what? A brand name. So what we do? There are other couple of ways to get to this. First of all, we have something we call a list style, and we will set it to none. The list style is a property, and that has ensured that this guy, this team dog, has that bullet over there. So let's go plus S to save over that will get finished. Then there is one more thing, the underline that we are seeing from something we call a test decoration. So that one to just set it to it's control plus S to save, go back. Okay, so you should know that our text is not actually inside of what our brand name are inside of our anchor element, which is incorporated in the brand name or the list item right here. This is what I mean. If you come here, we are targeting this list item, but the same dog is not actually inside of this element, but rather inside of the child of this element. So we have to target this element rather and not this in order to get rid of the underline that we are seeing over there, which you don't like, also don't like. So how do we target that? So just say brand name and get a space, and then we'll be able to target it. So we assume it has been targeted. We have talked about list already, selectors already, and you should know what these selectors are and how to use them. So let's go back to our work, and now our underline has disappeared. Are we getting closer? Yes. Now this guy is 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so you'll be at a corner for us for now. See through. If there is anyone coming, you let us so we run away. Okay. Now let's focus on these guys. We don't need them stacking on each other like this. No, this is not that we want. We want them to be on the same horizontal line. Possibly there are some spaces in between them. Get rid of this underline and this bullet, because even there is no fight, there is no war actually in Ghana. So it's very peaceful. You pull bullets, you might not know what others will bring against you. Get it? So let's go back to our dog HTML and find out how we are going to get rid of this. You get it? Now you see the UL element is the parent of these LI elements. Is that also? Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. So how many direct children for the UL element? That's right. You guessed it right. So it is 3 direct children, and for that reason, we will be able to set what UL element flex. I'm not saying that whenever you have a direct children or element or an element, you should set it display to flex. No, it depends on what you want. In this case, we want them to line up on the same horizontal line. You get it? We want them to line up same horizontal line. So we will be able to style them accordingly. Okay. So we'll be able to style them accordingly. There are even possible other means to do this, but I just want to make our very simple. You know, get rid of this. So let's go back our UL. I'll just say U. I'm sure it might have It has a class that we call a link items container, but UL should be okay. Rest. Let's say we have just one UL, but if we are to get any other UL somewhere, it means that this style we are going to apply will be applied to that UL as well. So it's good maybe we target the class name rather than just calling. I always like copying the class names because sometimes they are too long and I do forget them a lot. And one thing about programming is like you don't have to be keeping stuff in your brain. And you have to be keeping stuff in your brain. Let your mind be free so you able to focus. So I'll just change display to flex. We will take time and go into flex, position, floats, grid, and other stuff. For now, I'm just introducing you to the basics of that. Okay. So Control plus S, let's go back to our browser. You see now they are on the same horizontal line. And if we are getting that's also that's fine. But we need to get rid of this so out there, bullets down the line, we don't need them. So target them. What are their name? They are called what? Link item. And also they are called link items. So link item. So remember this one. So just go down, column, set some padding, padding right to maybe to source. So we just need some spacing. So okay. So we've gotten some bit of spacing in. We need to get rid of guys. We don't need that. So how did we do that in our first part? Let's start what's and then we'll be able to do that. Our bullet should vanish. Now the next part is we need to get rid of the underline. And how do we do that? The underline, don't forget, is inside of what? The anchor element, and it has the class what? Length test, so we can just target it straight away from that. Right, will be good to go. Okay. So this is very important as much of the reason why you should using classes, giving classes in part classes that relate to their functions. Okay. So in case you see link item, you will know what it is. Link test, you know what it is, right? So TD for test declaration and then Control plus S, I expect the guys to vanish. That's that. So we have gotten our navigation but there is a problem here. What do we see here? You will see that our tin dog is closer to this side and more closer to the end as compared to this man, right? So let's see, how did this man got this thing that will last so much? We will inspect it from the developer tools and then we will apply it to our H1 as well. So there's nothing better here. Sure, I selected the right thing. Let me go. Better. Yeah. Speaking this way. Okay. So it is from this guy. And you could see it has some margin at the top and some margin at the bottom. So maybe if we want the same thing, then we should set margin top and margin bottom for our what's the thing? Our brand name, which is Tindop, right? So let's see. Where's our brand name? Brand name is at the top here, this guy. Okay, so then we will set what in top and for 16 pixels. I don't know if you 16 pixels. Let's save it first and go and check. Okay, so that's that. And actually, the margin bottom was 16 pixels. Would be for 16 pixels. Bam. should work. We shouldn't expect anything out here. Yes, so at least we are going to go. We are getting closer, and also this guy is still tight to this side. So let me maybe give it some uh, hardly left. Also, now, if possible, 30 cells. Let's see what I can scan a little bit. Move it small. Get it 48. See what happens. 48 pixels. It's coming. Maybe get it under 16. Okay. So let me get it. Please. Show me. Bam. Okay, so at least it is okay. Then the next thing, these guys, padding right. It's too small. They should come a little bit. Padding. It's also 28. That's fine. Or possibly 35. So you see, it is all about try and error, try and error. You try and you get what you like, then you pause there, you get it. Pause there, that's how it works. Okay. So that's it. But these things don't really seem like social like what a link. You know something for a link when you hover over it as I'm doing, you should see some changes, right? Okay, so let's go and do some changes over there. So the color we are going to give to our link, we give it to link test. The test is containing the test, so we do it to the test. Okay, when we say color, we're going to set it to something else. What's your color? Okay, so the color we are changing to is 4950. Okay, 49. Okay, so there's nothing. 49, 57. So if the color is, you could see some changes over here. So this is the color we want, so we change it to this one. E2, E6. Something. So, yeah, you could see some differences over. Maybe we change pen dog also. So, let's copy this guy. Go and paste it at single. We are good to go. Don't forget pen dog. We'll paste it here. A bit. So actually targeting the wrong thing. Should always know that this guy is just a container. The real thing is here, right? It was the anchor element that contains this guy. Let's please save it. See. Good, 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 good. So we are getting closer. And also we are getting closer. So we are almost done with what number. But you know one thing, we need to see some changes when a user hover for that. So let's see how do we do that. So we'll say brand name hover. No, we need link test hover. Openable link test come. Then we say on your hover state, we want you to change some color and maybe possibly your background color also. So color and maybe give this. Yeah. 4950. It's 4950. 57. So on hover, then we should expect some changes. So actually now our pen is changing gradually. It's changing gradually. So if a user comes here and hovers over this, the user will get to know, okay, this what uh, link. That also is a link. A dog remains the same. Dog remains the same. There's one thing I don't like about this. See the way dog is even too smaller than the link icons. That's not fine. Dog is a problem. So you link items. Maybe I should reduce your sizes to something like one size. Um, maybe I should give it 0.8 REM. We'll get to this one, so I'll explain stuff to you later on. But I guess know that there are many ways to set the font size of an element. You can set it through percentages, through pixels, through REM, or through M, and even other possible values or units are there through which you can set your font size. So you take in this one. Bit. Now it seems a little bit smaller. So let's go to our brand name. Our brand name will actually be so maybe let me try it. See. Doesn't work, but we won't it down. So font size, uh, set this guy to um exactly. This was sorry. Routine dog is a bit small, bigger than honorable man. But there seems to be something here. Let me see something. That's fine. Seems Tin Dog is put down as compared to this. That's not something we like or we want. Okay, so maybe I should reduce the 16 pixels to maybe pixels. See, the margin top. Even 14. It's closer to these guys. Seems it's still down. Let me see. So this thing that I'm using, we call it pesticide. You have to know one thing about website designing. Everything you see on your website is made up of boxes. And we use that idea of boxes to place them accordingly. If you have a box and the box is big enough, you can know how to place your items in that box. Now, so if you take this one for instance, the padding right that we did for it, you will see that the padding right at this side, the box, this is the whole box. The box starts from here and ends at this side. You guys, it ends here. And you can see the panel right pushes the content from the right end to the left end. So that's what the panel right is for. And I'm using this to check the alignment. It is very, very important in website designing to ensure that your items are correctly aligned, because it is that one that will help you. It will help you. So this one you can see they are all almost aligned to the left, because they are aligned here. They are aligned to the left inside of their what boxes. So we take it. I will leave the link for the pesticide for you so that you will be able to get it and use it like I'm using it. Now, there's one thing I don't like on our website, and you know what? Seems the text is very bad. So just change the font, family, all the things, and change it sensory. We type first. Anna, and so what we mean is we want the banana font family. If you don't have banana, then whatever answer font you have, give it to us. We will take it. Don't compromise. So at least you could see some differences over here now. Some differences over here. We are supposed to connect to the internet and get fonts that we will be using, but unfortunately things are not working out properly with us this evening. So let's stick with this for the meantime. But things get well as we move on with the series. We'll just change the font family and make it more like the previous site that showed you. So now our number is quite okay. It's quite okay, right? Yes. So what's the next thing that we move on? We'll move on to this guy. Meet new and interesting dogs nearby. Black font face and pink background. Very bad. Also very very bad. Now before then, we have this big image here. What is this for? We're too big on our too. We just have to size this. But we'll do that one later. I just want to introduce one more thing to you. Now let's go back to our thing. Go. So now we are finished with our navigation. After the navigation, we have something else. For it, the title and download buttons. So the title is the H1 and the download buttons are down here. And you can see inside of them, we have this. So these are title, download buttons. Then I think just after that, we also have the title image, which we did. That's the thing dog with the iPhone with that fucking dog inside of it. Not just by the way, I don't mean it. This one sound. That's not awesome. That's fine. Okay, so we would want to get one. We would want to get one thing. We need. If you remember the I don't want to show the websites I showed you again. But when we had the website, you can see these guys, meet new and interesting dots nearby, download and battle, were on the left hand side, and this nice image, not fucking anymore. This nice image was at the right hand side and it was sized accordingly. So how do we get this? That's one thing that should us as website developers and designers. This is the time for designing, and so this time around we are not developers but we are what? And we are designing it. That also. So let us design. So we will have to find ways and means to put these guys into one background or one this thing. Then we will be able to also place our image at the right hand side. We do that through what we call a grid. These are things that will have to take time and take you through because there are a lot to be learned in this stuff, and understanding them is key to becoming a website developer and designer. So don't worry, we'll just do that. We'll just do that. So first of all, I want us to highlight this thing, go to this guy, format selection, and our thing will be properly formatted for us. So now you can see we have this. I just want our H1 elements, our H1 element, and our download buttons to be inside of one div element. So that's what I'm going to do. So that we will have two direct children. There's a two direct children under the title and download buttons div element. So I'll just cut this guy and get this div and give it the class heading. And download buttons. Just use BTN for it. So that's fine. And inside of that, we will have these guys pasted. Wow. So let's highlight it, format it was so that we'll get what we need. So let's come back. Let's see. So now our what's in it? What's in it? That's there right away. So our title and download buttons div has two directions there. You can see the first one is the word heading and download buttons. And that one starts from here and ends here. You get it? So we need to get this guy also. Or better still bring this guy. Let's cut the person tag of that one. Bring it here. Go down. Here. Maybe space. That's fine. Okay. So now we have two direct to them under this. We have two direct to them. And you can see start from here and see the other stuff. That's fine. So I have two direct to them. Let's format it again so it becomes a bit more clearer. So that's fine. Now we are going to turn this title and download buttons to something we call grade. So we'll be able to style it. I'm just copying it because the name is too long. I haven't saved my changes, so you can see this button have turned into something like this, something like white. Right click Control plus S, work is now saved, and then I to this guy up there down here, and I will be able to. Let's just get some content. Okay, so styling, heading, the heading, and heading, download buttons, and title image. Awesome. So that's fine. So let's move on. Now we copied something. Don't forget. And so we are changing this guy to what? Something we call grade. The display. We are changing the display to grade, and that's what we are seeing. With grade. I don't know. What's the name of? The graph book. The graph book that those are the SHS and AHS. Some at university level we didn't use it. The graph book. You see that small boxes over there. They are what we call grade. You see, the grade is made up of a horizontal line and a vertical line. I said it's made up of what? A horizontal line and a vertical line. The vertical lines make up what we call the columns, and the horizontal lines make up what we call the rows. So in order to get a grade on your system or on your site, you have to specify how many columns do you need and how many rows do you need. What I say, how many columns do you need and how many rows do you need? And you specify that by using something we call the NTC. That's Grade Template Columns for columns. Okay, Grade Template Columns for columns. You use this to specify how many columns you need. In this case, I'm saying you need 12 columns, and then you will specify the sizes of these columns. So I'll just say we need just one fractional unit for each column. So this fractional unit, what it means is very simple. Now you take the weight of whatever platform or device that is accessing the site, and it will divide it into 12 equal units. 12 equal units. When we take one of these units, we call it one fractional unit. You get it? So that's what this fractional unit is. So now my site, that's the down part, starting from this guy, title and download button. Let's go back inside here. So Canberra. So starting from here, these things are what They are now 12 what equal columns, and we will be able to style them accordingly. We will be able to style them accordingly. And how many rows do we need? We need just 2 rows because see, let's save our work, go back and see what is happening. That's fine. At least we have something here. Have some. But you see, there seems to be some unfairness in between these two. So the image is taking up the whole weight from the rest of these guys, and it is not something we like. We don't like that kind of cheating. We don't like that kind of teaching. We want equality. All that we do. So we are going to ensure that this image doesn't take up the whole space away from this meeting when what just nearby. That's not what. So let's do something. We should help our brother meet new and interesting dogs nearby. Why don't you want to meet them? You have to meet them. So let's ensure. But first of all, we need to get some spacing between the two. We get it. And we do that by setting something we call a grade gap. Okay, grade gap. And here you'll be able to specify the space that you need. I think 5 pixels doesn't change. Okay. Very sorry for that. Let's see. So there seems to be some small kind of space over here. Maybe it might be okay. It's not 25. See, there's a little, so you could see I'm jumping away. The not 45. I like giving big figures, so I will see what is actually happening. See, now, so, listen, that's fine, right? Why not maybe 65, and then end there. Otherwise, we'll push this in the average area. Okay, so that's fine. Now, we would have to specify how to get these things working. You get it? How to get them working. Okay, so now we have set our grade. We have been able to get 2 points, and I think it's working. So now we have been able to get 12 columns, and because we haven't specified how they are going to be laid out, they are just occupying the spaces just like that without any order. So I'm just switching on pesticide, then we'll get to know what is actually happening over here. So you could see our image takes a lot of this space, and this guy, the little space it has been sharing that with this guy just to get some spacing between itself and this image, which is not nice. So not like cheating. Maybe let's try and help our brother. So our brother, which is the meet me here and my heading and download buttons, title and download is what we just use. Now we use heading and download buttons. You should get you have to be very cautious here and take key note of it. You will see that this heading and download buttons contains our heading as well as the download buttons over here. You get it? So we can set this class to something that we want. Let's copy it. It is too long. Like that. So let's paste it. Then we'll start off from there. So what we need to set weight column for this guy. And the weight column is all about just telling the element start from here and end here. Start from here and end here. Okay. So we want it to start from the first column line, that also, and end on maybe the sixth column line. Okay, this we expect it to work. That's fine. So you could see it has worked, right? It has worked. Then we want see if we will be able to get some margin all around it. So this margin is actually going to increase this thing that we are already having, the space we already have, if it works. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's see we do this. Let's ensure that this guy is in line exactly with this man. You get it? Guy is in line with this man. So where is it? That's our term block element. Actually inside. Okay. We have 64 margin from the left, 14 up, 16 up here. This one is okay. So maybe by setting 64 margin left, you should be able to get it aligned exactly on the same line as this guy. Maybe let's try it. See. Really work for us. So I've actually set up. We set margin. Let me see margin. Margin left because we have set 64 already here. Maybe I should just subtract 16 from 64, give the rest to it. Get it? The rest is 48. You get it? 48 pixels. So by doing that, it should work. If it doesn't, we always have the opportunity to make changes. So it didn't, which means we have to give it the 64 straight away. If we want some kind of equality, some kind of alignment. Okay, so now I expect it to be on the same line. Pesticide will help us with that. So you could see they are almost on the same line. See, it is always good to ensure alignment between your stuff. Okay. And, now the next thing is image is big together, big again. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's go to our this thing. And now you see our image is having a class that we call the title image. Maybe I copy it. Yes, image. So we go there and we see title image. 6, no problem. Title image, maybe you should also have a grid column. Grid column. Start from here and end here. Okay, so it will start from 6 and end on 12. So, bam, end on 12. Actually, starting from 6. This thing actually starting from 6. Then we will move on. Let's see something. Let's go back here. You see that inside of our title image, we have the image element there. That's the image element is inside of this, so we can just target it and size our image accordingly. And also, so then you see the IMG inside of image to us, and we'll size it. Just give it of 60%, 60% of whichever space that is gotten, and also see that. But it's still big, right? Big. Okay. Oh yeah, it's still. I want it to also be in line with the last download button. So let's check our download button, how it got its space at the right here in the side. By checking that, we'll be able to, it's that same space. So our section here. What is this? Okay, so it has a padding of 35 at the right. So let's apply that to this image. Maybe be able to align it. Whether to get it here, but there is another problem. So maybe let's try it padding right 35 pixels, and one should help us into it. Okay, so it is working, and also that's fine. It's far off on the right, almost aligned this guy. Okay, that is also too far. So what we do now, our image seems a little bit bigger still. This is not something that we like, right? So maybe why don't we size of maybe 40, this 40% of the space. Price manager will. But it seems the image is almost down to this side, so we don't like it. We should get margin bottom or padding bottom, cause some changes, and maybe we should set it here. Right place, padding bottom, maybe padding bottom. This one should be an as 10% 32 get by. Maybe percent, right? See that. That's not bad, right? Okay, so maybe 3%. Yes. Okay, it's quite okay. Then there is something that we need. If you remember the first video you watched, you saw that the image was a bit slanted. And how did we do that? That's very simple. I don't know if we have some property we call a transform property. A transform property, okay. Then the transform, you'll be able to determine whether you want to rotate it or scale it and skew it. There are a lot. Translate it, or these are some of the mathematics that we used to have. This time around, we are going to just scale it, rotate it. We are going to say rotate it 25 degrees, DEG for degrees, and that should make our image planted. Bam. It's fine. Phew. Said yes, land. We didn't tell you to go add the degree. So let's check the reason why it is. Because we expect it to be at the same place as doesn't want them have to send it to me title. I'll put it. See. This happening. Adding with 116. Set the whole system degree. Set 40% decided for us. Outline with outline style. Really? Okay. So maybe let's try it on the image. There's something website developers we don't like, why we are even developing in the first place. One problem is we wouldn't see how it goes now. Better now. Better now. So let's turn off this. So see what so this is where we've gotten to so far. This is where we've gotten so far. I mentioned the fact that black on a pink distance is not fine. So let's target it and change color. The H1 is inside of what? This guy. You get it? The heading and download patterns. So we just say heading and download patterns, come on, come here. So let's go up there. It's always good to keep elements at where they are supposed to be. Heading and download patterns. Bring the H1 inside of you. Do that by just giving a space between the two selectors. And also, you say color, change your color for us. Say we need white, so bam. That's why we are almost getting there. We are almost getting there. Don't forget, by hovering over this, we have some changes. Okay, by hovering over this, we have some changes. But we also want our download buttons a bit down and something small. So I want the heading element, have some line height, LH, come on, 2. Let's see what happens. So it expands a little bit. Right. And we'll maintain it. But you can see our download buttons are too close together. Should be some space in them. And how do we get that? So inside of here, they are actually downloading only going to. So we just target download. So wherever we have some download, we're going to split this guy over here. Our style. Where is the download buttons? Yes, that super inside of that. This one you can place it anywhere. You can place it anywhere. I just want a very, very organized. So that's all that. Some pattern like we have say 16 pixels is what we actually have. So let's try see. Better. Change this. See. Push. It's too much. About 20. Still. Then make 18. So what I call for. This go here. Okay. So we are almost there. We are almost there. Oh no, the pattern is actually increasing our thing for us. And you know what you want? If margin right, pattern is although pattern is actually increasing size of same for us. That's not what. So, seven, see. That's fine. It's okay. It's not. We want to take this guy. Meet new and interesting. You want to align to them. Don't forget it is H1 somewhere. Let's go out there and hey, it is I hate this. I wanna go. Oh, there is it. Want to align it to the left? Let's align. Oh, left. Good, good, good. So we're almost there. There's one thing I want us to change. On hover on our download button, there should be some changes, right? We change the background color and the text color as well. So how do we do it? What is the next? Download. Upload link. Download link. Go on hover. Upload links. Hover. No, 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 no. The download link. Hover. We are trying to get its hover state. Change color. White. White is and we change background color as well. See to something nice. What is that? So what's your figure? Let's change it to something dark. Dark something. Oh, give me the options. Really good. It's nice to go back. What is it? Let's get rid of some sky. This you can dim gray. That's fine. Very bad. Snap. Idiot. I feel I should go into some snack color. Very bad, very bad. Poor, 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 poor. Let me just try see. Let's try there. Having that So we just manage with this color for the meantime. This is I see. So I have been setting the border color all this while. This is bad. Damn it. Ah, color. Color is what I need. Oh, oh, that's okay. This green color is something. Let me let's try. Not bad, not bad. It actually shows that that's alright. So that's that. We'll stick with this one for the time being and we'll end here. So in this lesson, what did we try to do? We just tried, okay, there's one thing I have to do. You can see this white background thing I'm seeing here. I don't like it at all. This one some I want this thing to cover the entire space. So if I can see what is bringing what is bringing that. Let me see my body. Okay, so the body is bringing 8 pixels. It's 8 pixels, yes, 8 pixels all around. Targeted at that should be very all around. Save my work, then I should have my last one. Yeah, good. And you can see now it has covered this part, the entire row. Yeah, good to go. Okay. So now we've been able to, make our image slanted. We have this pattern also nicely. And now you should know that links send you nowhere, right? They send you nowhere because they're actually not connected with anything. Alice. So we've come to the end of this lesson. In this lesson, what did we try to do? We learned about the flex uh, property or the flex value. And we said the flex just helps you to, especially when you need navigation bars, you fall on the flex most of the time, but it helps you to get your navigation bar. And it is just one dimension. One dimension means it is either all on the horizontal line or all on the vertical line. If you want the vertical line and the horizontal line at the same time, then that's where you fall on the grade property or whatever you call it. You get it? The grade property of the display, the grade element, the grade value of the display property. That's what you have to follow there. You get it? That's what you have to follow there. Okay. Then we're able to, get a grade that has two columns, and through that we were able to style these guys and our image. And we also learned about transformation. We were able to rotate our image here nicely. Have this. We were able to also do this as well. So in our next lesson, we'll just write up. There are some other stuff that we are supposed to do. And you remember our download buttons used to have some icons here, one for App Store and one for Play Store. Unfortunately, our network is down. Unable to connect to get those icons, but we believe that at the right time we'll get the icons, able to change these ugly looking fonts to something so something. So that one being said, maybe let me try one more thing before we leave, okay? Uh, I need each one. Come on, each one. There you are. So I need wait. W. Oh, yeah. Okay, so end here today. I hope you have learned a lot. If there are anything you want to comment about or let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. More amazing content. So for this, you have been able to find one part of our website. And it's a good thing, perhaps get it. So if you have followed through the lesson by now, you should be having something like it. You have a nice day, learn, and you're gonna end. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.